Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Long time no see. I miss telling stories in this platform and this with this amazing group of storytellers. So I would love to welcome you to World Storytelling Cafe. This amazing idea that brought storytellers from all around the group for you to listen and to get the taste and the flavor of storytelling from all around the world, from all cultures. And I come from Marrakesh, Morocco. If you've never visited this country before, let me tell you something. It is very beautiful, very mind blowing, and very magical. So make sure that right after the pandemic, you come to Morocco. This is your first destination. If you are thinking about traveling, Morocco is the place to be. So my name is Adnan, and I will be your storyteller for the evening. And my story is about perseverance and believing in what you can do and walking your talk. It's about a young man. Let me start my story with a very famous sentence. ولا في عادة يفادى إلا في التكبير وفي التهليل والصلاة والسلام على البشير النذير ضلته الغمامة سيدي محمد عريس القيامة. يحكى يا سيادي والله أعلم بغيبه وأحكم أنه كان في قديم الزمان وسال في العصر والأوان. This is the Moroccan version or the Arabic version of Once Upon a Time. There lived a young man whose name is Adnan. He was the son of a lumberjack. He would go every day early in the morning to the forest beside their house, chopping some woods, gathering it into bunches, and taking it to the souk, to the local market, sell it, and this is how Adnan and his father, the old man, Muhammad, would make both of their ends meet. One day, Muhammad was tired all the day. He kept chopping that wood and he decided to take a rest. So he sat under a garden and under a tree, and he started eating some dates, sipping some water, and just trying to relax and bring back some energy because he needs to work so hard today. All of a sudden, he saw something that was unusual in that forest. He saw the queen. Oh my god, the queen was so beautiful riding her royal white horse. She looked like a moon in the middle of the day. So she appeared in front of him and he could not resist it, and he stood up and he started shouting, "Welcome my queen! Welcome my queen! God bless you my queen!" And as he was screaming, people that were working in different parts of that forest gathered around the queen, waving, laughing, and trying to get the attention of the queen. She's the queen. I mean, no one has ever seen her. And about the queen, this queen was not married. She was super beautiful. Everyone that lived in that time wanted to marry her. And if he's rich, if he's powerful, he would go and propose for her hand, but she would reject him all. She had such a personality that keeps men away from her. No one is never enough, and she was always looking down on every man she would meet. And then, when she saw people around her waving to her, trying to talk, out of courtesy, out of respect for her people, she was waving back, smiling back. And Adnan, as he was super modest, super normal young man, he wanted to do something nice for his queen, and he started walking forward, and he bent. My queen, would you like a cup of milk or tea to be served to you? She told him, what do you mean, son of a lumberjack? He told her, no, no, my queen. You just look tired, and the weather is hot today, and we want to give you something to refresh you. She told him, listen to me, young man. People like me do not share neither water nor food with people like you. So you'd better keep your mouth shut. Here, Adnan felt disrespected and humiliated in front of his father, friends, and neighbors. And then he decided not to remain silent, and he told her, but my queen, why would you believe in such a way? Why would you think like this? We are all equal in front of God. Why wouldn't you share food and drinks with me? Why are you different than me? Why do you think you are superior? You are a queen, yes, I am a lumberjack, but we are all the same. We are all made of flesh and bones. How dare you say this to me? And giving back words to me? How dare you, young man? Here, she was furious. Adnan, he is a young man, he is a lumberjack. And he was talking bravely to this queen that can barely stand a man. Then she told him, well, listen to me, young man. If you want to speak in this way, I'm going to throw you in this prison. Guards, take him, put him in chains, and drive him to the jail. Here, his old, poor father could not stand his boy going to the jail at a young age. So he went and he threw himself on his knees in front of the queen. Please, my queen, I beg you. He's just a young man. He did not know what to say. Adnan, he did not know what to say. So you better keep your mouth shut. Please, my queen, spare his life. Alright, let him go free. He's just a young man. But here, a fire had grown in Adnan's chest. He told her, my queen, throwing me in a cell, you can do it. You are a queen. Letting me go free, you can also do it. But I want to tell you something. Maybe, just maybe, there will be one day you will be on your knees in front of me. Oh, me, the queen of this land, this amazing, great, powerful land in front of you, a lumberjack. Well, if you think that you are going to make me one day stand on my knees in front of you, so I want you to leave and don't come back until you are able to do that. And then, without any words added, the queen left, and Adnan went back to his house, gathered his belongings, said farewell to his father, and hit the road. Now here Adnan hit the road for months and months. He was doing miserably, eating whatever his hand could catch and reach, and going wherever his feet could take him. One day, a whole day of walking tirelessly, he found himself in a forest. So he decided to spend the night there, and the next morning he would continue walking. And the next morning as he woke up, he saw a city. It's a very small city. It's kind of a village. So he decided to go there. He decided to go near that village. So he kept walking through that forest until he was nearby, but he saw that that village was under siege. There was an army, a rather small army, all around the walls of that village. So he just hid himself in the forest and kept gazing at that army. And at a certain point, there was a soldier who went to the forest to take a leak. I'm sorry if you are eating, but this is for the story. So that soldier wanted to pee, And then Adnan told him, Salam alaikum, sir. He grabbed his sword. Who are you? Are you from this village? No, sir, I'm not. I'm just a traveler. I just want to ask, what is happening here? He put back his sword and he told him, well, young man, this city is called the City of Wolves. There are no monsters living here, just the name. And this army is our king's army. And our king wanted to take revenge. So we are here, waiting for them to be brave and open the doors for us. Then Adnan told him, but why? Why he wants to take revenge? What did he lose for this king? For the ruler of this city? He told him, well, nothing. The king of Ghouls has a beautiful daughter, and our king wanted to marry her. But the king of Ghouls refused, and now we are at war. Adnan felt that the king of Ghouls is also under pressure, and he's wronged as well, like himself. Adnan is brave, and he decided to do something about it. He told him, sir, what if I give you whatever I have on me right now? Would you provide me with a sword, a shield, maybe a horse as well? I told him, well, that depends on how much you have on you. I told him, well, I have 3 golden coins. Would you take them? Well, fair enough. He took them and he told him, but wait, if you want to go alone versus our army, you'd better not do it. Just for you, I can give you back your 3 golden dirhams and they can ensure your safe passage through our army. But just don't kill yourself at a young age. He told him, well, I just need that horse and that shield and sword. Then that soldier took a moment and he brought a horse, a shield, and a sword. Then Adnan, as he prepared himself, he showed himself in front of that army, and so brave he was shouting at them and saying, your end will be by my hand. Your end will be by my hand. Then some soldiers who saw him started laughing. Look at him, he's skinny and he has a lot of hair in his face and his head, and he wants to fight us. So they decided to fight him one by one. And Adnan was really good with the sword, because he trained himself with sword and axes in the forest just by himself. He had a lot of free time to do that. And now he was fighting bravely. And spies that were outside, spying on the other army, went inside the walls of the city, and they informed the king of wolves that there is a young man fighting for their cause. The king decided to open up all the gates and ordered everyone that can fight to take a spear, whatever, a hammer, a sword, whatever they can fight with, and go fight shoulder by shoulder with Adnan. It was a whole afternoon full of battles until the army of the kingdom of wolves won the war, and they went back victorious. And they partied for 7 days and 7 nights. You know, this is how Moroccans party. 7 days and 7 months. This is why I told you have to come to Morocco to party. Anyways, back to the story. They were partying. Everyone was happy. Food, music, beautiful smiles all over the city. On the 7th night, the king of Hol decided to meet Adnan for the first time. He met him and he told him, son, I don't have an heir to success me, but I want you to be my successor. I want you to be like a son of mine. I don't have anything to give you right now, but I can make you the leader of my armies until I die, and they will name you my heir. Because you did not have any moment of hesitation and you decided to help us. And of course Adnan accepted, and he was the leader of the army, of the royal army, the royal guard. and he was doing quite nice, making money, and people loved him. He was fair, he was always helpful. The soldiers loved him. And one day, the king was dying, and then he gathered his council and he told him that I don't want anyone to sit on the throne except Adnan. He will rule on my behalf until I die or I recover. And if I die, he takes the throne and he's the next king. Then it was like that. Adnan kept ruling on behalf of the king until one day he died and he was named the official king of the kingdom of Horus. But Adnan, although he achieved fame and he achieved a lot of money and he was powerful, but he was never happy because he cannot take his father out of his mind. He left his father in the other city and he has something to do there. He needs to go and bring his father to the new city and to see him that he made it in life. He wanted his father to be proud of him. So he decided to go. But as king and as someone who is a rival to the queen, he could not just go like that. So he decided to go undercover. He picked 7 of his finest knights and he started hitting the road toward his old city, the Kingdom of Rivers. Then the queen, of course, she heard rumors there is a king with an army heading towards her kingdom. The king did not send any official letter to her, so maybe this is a war. Maybe he wants to steal her kingdom from her. So she prepared her army and she surrounded all her city with soldiers. When the day came, Adnan with his 7 men beside him in front of that great army. Then Adnan took steps forward and he picked his sword and he said, I'm here to do no harm. I'm here to do no harm. I'm here to fight your king, your ruler, if you have one. The queen heard this. And of course, she's a fighter. She's a fine fighter. So she prepared herself and she went to battle Adnan. Of course, she did not know he was Adnan because he was wearing a veil around his face. So she was striking and he was striking back, even though she was a great swordsman, but Adnan could overfight her, and he could won that fight. He made her fall down from her horse, and he followed her and put his sword around her neck. Then she was begging, please, please don't hurt me. You can take the kingdom, but don't hurt me. Then Adnan unveiled himself. He told her, don't worry, I'm not here to hurt anyone. Even though years passed by, but she could recognize that face. She has never forgotten his face. You, the son of the lumberjack. Yes, I am. And you remember me, and do you remember that day when I told you that one day will come and you will be on your knees in front of me? So here you are, and here I am. Then he left and he entered the city. He told her that I'm not here to do any harm. I'm here for my father. So Adnan went to his old house in the forest, went to the souks, went to all his father's friends, but he could not find any trace for his father, any information, until he lost hope. And one day, Adnan and his soldiers were eating lunch. And there was this old man who approached him and he told him, Adnan, are you the son of Muhammad, the lumberjack? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Do you know my father? Told him, yes. He lives in my house. Because when you left, your father became so ill that he could not work, so I took him to my house. And I was taking good care of him ever since, because I knew that one day you will come and take care of your father. And here you are, coming back as a king. Your father will be proud. Then Adnan went running with that old man to his house and he found his father, hugged him, kissed his forehead, told him the whole story behind all of this power and kingship that he achieved. Then Adnan was ready to live with his father back to his kingdom. But for kings it was not as simple as that. He needs to go in front of the queen and a lot of things that he needs to say, a lot of very formal stuff before he leaves. So he went in front of the queen, long story short, he told her, Your Majesty, my queen, I would love to go back to my kingdom to rule it, and because what I came here to do, I already did it, I found my father and I'm here to take him with me. Then she told him, of course you are allowed to leave, Adnan, but I want to tell you something first. As you know, I'm not married, because no one is never enough. I always think low of men because they are not worth it. Because they always say things that they don't mean, say things that they cannot fulfill, give promises that they cannot achieve. But you were different. I was the one who did wrong to you. I was the one who kicked you out from your family and friends and neighbors and humiliated you. And you made a promise that you will make me go on my knees and beg for mercy. And later on, you did that. And you came with kingship, with power, with grace, but above and beyond all of this, you forgave me. You have a forgiving, gentle heart. So, if you accept me, I want to be your wife. I want to give myself to you as a gift. And then Adnan, of course she was beautiful. He accepted and they threw this marriage ceremony and again for another 7 days and 7 nights. They were having parties, beautiful smiles, drinks and food all over the place. And then they were allies, the kingdom of rivers and the kingdom of rules, and Adnan and the queen ruled both kingdoms peacefully, and all of them lived happily ever after until the end of time. And this is the end of my story. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you loved the story and you got the moral out of it, and I hope that you will be in your life Adnan of my story. And of course, if you love my story and you love the program of World Storytelling Cafe and you want to support us and support me as well, and of course if you feel generous enough, and I know that all of you are generous without even asking, so please go and check the hat down below and put some money there, because this will support us and will support the storytelling family. And thank you so much again for listening and being here, and to the next one, inshallah.
Oh, lovely people. That was a fine telling from a great storyteller. And whether they're in Morocco or just want to donate their funds to Morocco, put their hats going towards the Moroccan storytellers, anything would be incredibly appreciated. Because those tellers down in Morocco, it's not come June, they'll look at their tax returns and decide what the government's going to go to them, and there's no social security and there's nothing there. They're just living on thin air, so anything you can put in the hat would be appreciated. Thank you. And however you're watching this, if you're watching it on something else, go to worldstorytellingcafe.com.